you branded as a potential criminal? That's right. The new war on cash is really a war against all freedom-loving Americans. The secret war is yours, free, so call the number on the screen and you can tell them Pat Boone gave you the number.
Live from the heart of America, I'm Steve Gruber. I am the voice you can trust in the wild west of disinformation and misinformation, all while fighting for you from the foxhole of freedom. I'm giving you better analysis than anyone else and defending this great nation. It is the Steve Gruber Show. Good morning. Thank you for being here. Here are three big things you need to know to start the day today. Number one, Kristi Noem saddled up with the Border Patrol while Texas expands the power of law enforcement, and ICE went into suburban areas targeting some of the worst criminals that are here illegally. Number two, President Trump dropped tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China over the weekend and says unless he gets relief from illegal aliens and deadly drugs, among other things, they're going to remain in place. We'll tell you about that. And number three, as President Trump is rolling into his third week with a full head of steam, seems the Democrats have become lost in that wilderness I was talking about. Trump is signing executive orders and pushing through his agenda as fast as possible. And it's not just on tariffs and enforcing the border and arresting illegals in this country. It's also about other big ticket items, like demanding the United States be in control of the Panama Canal. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has delivered great news in the last 24 hours from Panama, where they have announced they will not renew their Belt and Road Initiative with China. That's off the table now. Listen to this.
Secretary of State Rubio is in Panama right now, and we're talking about the Panama Canal. What they've done is terrible. They violated the agreement. They're not allowed to violate the agreement. China's running the Panama Canal. That was not given to China. That was given to Panama foolishly. But they violated the agreement, and we're going to take it back or something very powerful is going to happen.
We're going to take it back or something very powerful is going to happen. You go ahead and read between the lines there. Donald Trump is not taking no for an answer, is what you should learn from that. And if you think the administration was not serious about national security, no matter what the countries around the world, and especially in Europe, have to say, well, you need to pay closer attention. And know when President Trump says it, he means it, period, whether it's the Panama Canal or somewhere else. J.D. Vance was asked about Greenland over the weekend on one of these programs, explaining how important it is on several levels. Listen to this.
Do you expect the U.S. to acquire Greenland?
I think it's possible, Maria. So here's the thing that I think a lot of folks don't appreciate about Greenland. It's really important to our national security. There are sea lanes there that the Chinese use, that the Russians use, that frankly, Denmark, which controls Greenland, it's not doing its job and it's not being a good ally. So you have to ask yourself, how are we going to solve that problem, solve our own national security? If that means that we need to take more territorial interest in Greenland, that is what President Trump is going to do, because he doesn't care about what the Europeans scream at us. He cares about putting the interests of America's citizens first. There's another angle to this whole Greenland thing, Maria, that people don't realize. You've got probably 55,000 people living on Greenland who are not actually happy with Danish government. They've got great natural resources there. They've got an incredibly bountiful country that the Danes aren't letting them develop and explore. Of course, Donald Trump would take a different approach if he was the leader of Greenland.
A different approach. Look, Greenlandiers are not happy with the Danes, with Denmark, and neither are we, obviously. If you're not protecting the shipping lanes and making sure that Greenland is a complete ally, well, then you're not doing your job, and that's what's being said here. Now, all of this is the backdrop for the Democratic Party in the wilderness. The train wreck of the Democratic National Committee gathering to pick a new chair over the weekend in National Harbor, Maryland, was remarkable. I cannot even begin to explain what a complete embarrassment it was. It was a parody event. They got together to pick a new chair to replace Jamie Harrison. But the joke's on the Democrats, who continue to kick and scream and carry on while relying on the failed attacks on Donald Trump and his MAGA supporters, which they continue. They continue to celebrate somehow at Donald Trump's expense, and yet nobody's listening. Nobody's listening. The DNC leadership gathering was like a bad game show. I'm not kidding you. Listen to this.
And we'll begin with the opening statements. Each candidate will have 30 seconds And we'll start with Dr. Quintessa Hathaway.
Good evening, everyone. It is my desire to be the next DNC chair. And I just want to give you all a little bit of something that's been on my heart here over the last couple of days. You fight on, you fight on, you fight on, you fight on. When your government is doing you wrong, you fight on, oh, you fight on.
Oh, good Lord.
Thank you.
That was just the opening act. It got bad from there. Yeah, this is not a serious political party at this point. It was clear watching the clips coming out of the gathering that those in attendance are oblivious completely to why they were flattened in November. There was no reflection, no discussions of figuring out how to reconnect with blue-collar voters, Hispanic voters, young voters, or anyone else who rejected their message, which was nearly every demographic, by the way. And yet, they're stuck in the same old place, but they fight on. Singing the same old song, but they'll fight on. Not just gender, of course, but race, too. It's all they care about. A good amount of the time, it's gender and race and identity politics. Here's more.
Hello, Democrats. Hey, I am speaking, and I would love your attention. There is a black woman at this podium, and I deserve your attention like the 11 people who went before me. Yes, I am speaking.
Good evening, Democrats. Look up here. 3 strong black women standing before you. 3 black women who, rather than just grabbing a chair, ran for chair.
Te quiero mucho, Papa. Gracias por todo. My name is Artie Blanco, Freddie Blanco's daughter. Vote for me for vice chair.
Look at this room, y'all. Truly take it in. This is the Democratic Party. We are our strongest when we stand together.
We are in a time in this country when our democracy and our rights are under attack. We're at a time where black and brown people, women, and other minorities are being blamed for everything that's wrong with this country.
All right. Take in the room, y'all. Well, we did. Oh, we took in the room, y'all. Identity politics, which was rejected across all 7 swing states and all over America, was still what the faithful were focused on, identity politics. Here's the confusing thing. The outgoing DNC chair, Jamie Harrison, had no idea why his party lost in November, has no idea. But watching him at the podium might explain a little bit. Listen.
We're finding out ways to expedite this. Because of our gender balance provisions on this next ballot, you will be able to vote for 2 candidates of any gender on the next ballot. Okay? So on this next ballot, you will be able to vote for 2 candidates of any gender on the next ballot. If 2 candidates receive, I'm going to turn to Helen to clarify this last part.
You are in this next ballot where you have 2 votes. As the chair has said, you may vote for 2 males, 2 females, 2 of any gender, okay? Nope, you can't do that, because we've got to balance. You could vote for 1 of any gender.
All right, they have no idea what the hell's going on. None. You can vote for 2 or 1 or which gender can you choose? They have no idea why they lost. I have some insight. I think you might now as well. I'll be back after this. It's the Steve Gruber Show.
Wow is on sale now at Cabinets to Go.
It's our buy one, get one free sale. Get your dream kitchen for as low as just $155 per month. Hurry, this buy one, get one free sale ends soon.
Cabinets to Go. Wow for less.
Messes happen every day in every way, but who wants to drag out a bulky vacuum? Introducing Horsepower Duck, a super compact vac with ultra-powerful suction. Watch as it effortlessly crushes this large bottle. This is a small but mighty duck, making it quick and easy to clean any mess. Just duck it up. The compact design can reach the tightest places. It's smaller than a water bottle, so store it in any drawer where it's always at your fingertips. Plus, it dumps out with ease, so it's ready to clean again.
I used to have to drag out this huge thing they call a portable vacuum cleaner. Now I keep the duck in my kitchen drawer and I clean up messes in 2 seconds.
The turbocharged motor is engineered to create a powerful vortex of suction, while the HEPA filter helps remove dust and allergens. We attach the duck to this tube, and the powerful suction lifts the water all the way to the top. Clean up that mess in the kitchen, the spill on the sofa, even sawdust and screws in the workshop. Plus, it's rechargeable. Got messy pets? Duck powerfully picks up pet hair from anywhere and cleans around that dish in a flash. You can even store it in your glove box for the ultimate car vac. Clean seats, the floor, and deep into those hard-to-reach places. Other bulky hand vacs sell for up to $150, but get the Horsepower Duck hand vac for just $39.99. Order right now and we'll upgrade you to the Duck Pro package, a $30 value, yours free. You get the bendable tube to get into tough spots like under appliances, the crevice nozzle to reach into those cracks and crevices, and the soft brush nozzle to vacuum gently with no scratches. You'll get the Duck with all the deluxe attachments, but supplies are limited, so there's a strict limit of 3 per order. This may be your last chance to get yours at this low price. So don't delay. Duck it up today.
To order, call 1-800-692-0144 or visit duckback.com. So call 1-800-692-0144 or visit duckback.com. Order now.
Are you having trouble hearing your TV or listening to conversations in loud spaces? Then it might be time to consider Nano hearing aids. The days of expensive hearing aids are over. Nanos are FDA-registered OTC hearing aids. They are powerful, lightweight, and simple to use, and their tiny in-ear design makes them nearly invisible. Plus, they are rechargeable, saving you hundreds of dollars on batteries. Don't be fooled by overpriced hearing aids. Prescription hearing aids could cost $3,000 or more. Nano hearing aids are only $397. But wait, we are so confident you are going to love your Nanos, we are offering $100 off through this special TV offer. Call now and get 2 CIC rechargeable hearing aids for only $297. You get a free portable charging case, free 24/7 lifetime telephone support, free shipping, and a 45-day money-back guarantee.
Call 800-226-2107. That's 800-226-2107.
Kevin paid off over $12,000 in credit card debt with the help of Consolidated Credit. They cut his interest rates and lowered his payments so he could pay off his debt fast. Call 800-596-8062 for a free consultation.
Yeah, it's Monday. It's Monday. And I fight on. I fight on. Okay. It is truly jaw-dropping, isn't it? That the Democrats have no idea how foolish they look or sound, how far out of touch they really are. It's like they like losing. And they want to do it a whole hell of a lot more. And trust me, with this kind of performance in Maryland, they're just warming up the losing streak, right? Showing unity and tone deafness, we have this from the weekend as well.
In this round, so I'm going to, I have a show of hands. How many of you believe that racism and misogyny played a role in Vice President Harris's defeat? Okay. So that's good. You all passed.
How embarrassing. I mean, how truly gut-wrenchingly embarrassing. Now, what is really remarkable, after all this talk of racism and misogyny and I fight on, after all that, diversity, equity, inclusion, after all that, the Democrats choose the most lily-white 1-2 punch they could possibly find. First, the incredibly pasty Ken Martin from the far-left Democratic Farmer Labor Party of Minnesota. Yeah, Ken Martin prevailed as the new DNC chair, a very diverse white guy. He likes good billionaires, not the bad ones. That's his qualification. Listen.
There are a lot of good billionaires out there that have been with Democrats who share our values, and we will take their money, but we're not taking money from those bad billionaires.
So, at least he's honest. Good billionaires, the ones that pay Democrats. Bad billionaires, the ones that don't. Good billionaires fill their coffers. Bad billionaires don't, or they hang out with the other team. And if you thought that was refreshing, well, look at the new vice chair. None other than a scrawny little, even, believe it or not, whiter, pastier white guy that hates guns and hates America. Yeah, a show of diversity for the future. David Hogg is who they chose as their vice chair, openly admitting they don't care about race, are completely against guns, and have obviously given up on ever winning again. David Hogg, you remember him. Here it is.
Are you ready to go on the offense? Yeah! Are you ready to go on the offense? Yeah! We have to win back our young people. I am the only candidate in this race for any of these positions that is under 30. We had a 20-point shift to the right of our young people. We must show our young people we give a damn about them, that we support them, and we invest in them. I have raised over $11 million in the past year to support the future of our party, because I don't just tweet, I don't just talk the talk, I also walk the walk and I knock the knock in doors across the country, but I'm counting on you in this moment right now. I need your support. Please vote for me. Thank you so much.
No, and he got it. There's your new vice chair, your chair and vice chair, white and whiter. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bright new day for America, at least for those of us that actually have an idea what's going on. The Democrats are lost in a blizzard of stupidity. And like I said, must really like losing, because this is the helpless 1-2 punch of white and whiter. Left and lefter. And yes, dumb and dumber. That was an easy thing to say, wasn't it? Their political fortunes do not appear to be on the mend or the upswing. These are going to be painful years in the wilderness for a party that has truly lost its bearings and lost its way. And if they thought Joe Biden was a bad idea, oh, by the way, he was, I have no idea, none, what they're thinking putting this team together. But then again, what else do they have anymore? For the rest of us, it's okay. For the rest of us, it's fine. We have strong leadership in Washington. President Trump delivering every day, starting his third week in the second term. President Trump delivering every day on every promise he's made. And we're on the road, though it may be bumpy from time to time, we are on the road to making America great again, and that feels pretty good. Doesn't it? We fight on. We fight on. What do you think of that, Anthony? You love that?
Yeah, she got my vote.
Anthony says, I was done. I didn't need to see more candidates after that. I was all in.
I've heard worse singers than that.
Fair point. I have as well. I've heard worse. I'm not sure that that's the measure.
She should be proud of the effort.
Fair point. I mean, she did a cappella, right? So I give her that. She just stood up there and belted it out. And not a bad voice. It just...
No, not at all.
Strange time. Strange time. There you have it. Well, time is our most precious commodity. I've heard from so many of you who have asked me for advice. How can I improve myself? Well, Hillsdale College is one way. More than 40 free online courses. That's right, more than 40 free online courses for you. Learn about the works of C.S. Lewis, the stories in the book of Genesis, the meaning of the U.S. Constitution, the rise and fall of the Roman Republic, or the history of the ancient Christian church with Hillsdale College's free online courses. Trust me, guys, this is good stuff. I've been hearing from some of you that have been taking them, and I appreciate the feedback. Give me feedback when you do this. I've enjoyed the Genesis story, the Constitution 101. The Genesis story, by the way, is this book of fundamental importance for the Jewish and Christian faith, exerting a profound influence on Western civilization. And in addition to being a great religious text, it's also a literary masterpiece. You can sign up for the Genesis story now, learn some of the work's major narrative themes, including the complex relationship between God and man, the consequences of a rupture in that relationship, the path towards reconciliation. Start your Genesis course with Hillsdale College. Again, it's free. All you have to do is go to gruberforhillsdale.com. gruberforhillsdale.com. There is no cost. It's easy to get started. Gruber4Hillsdale.com, and you can get going. Good to have you here on a Monday. We'll fight on after this.
The FBI calls it house stealing, the latest scam where a cyber thief transfers the title of your home out of your name and steals your hard-earned equity.
It's roughly 60 to 90 days for that person to even figure out that they're the victim of this crime. You start getting foreclosure notices and you realize you've got 4 mortgages on your house that you didn't even know existed.
Unfortunately, it's on you to protect yourself. You might already be a victim. Check your title status now at HomeTitleLock.com.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Call now and get this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers, from a leading financial firm on maximizing your income in retirement. And if you call right now, as a bonus, we'll throw in a free annuity rate report. Don't miss out on this opportunity because supplies are limited. Both books are yours free, just for calling Annuity General today.
Call 800-899-6246.
All right. Look, here's an update to a story we've been covering for you for a very long time. That is the failure of EVs at an industrial level, electric vehicles at an industrial level. For example, if I may, here's the headline: faulty electric buses cause massive headaches for multiple school districts. The administration of former President Joe Biden, as you know, tried to bankroll the use of electric school buses across the country. But as electric buses continue to have massive reliability issues, some schools regret taking the federal handouts and now want help from the Environmental Protection Agency to get themselves out of the program. The EPA is going to bail these places out. Maine's Department of Education Commissioner Pender Macon, that's the name, I guess, Pender Macon, wrote a letter to the agency voicing concerns with the program, asking for waived penalties for not using buses provided by manufacturer Lion Electric. That came from WGME TV Portland. Specifically, we urge the agency to pursue legal remedies, including clawbacks of federal funding and other resources provided to the company. There are at least 6 districts reporting massive problems with Lion Electric school buses they bought through the federal program. For example, the 2 buses received by Yarmouth schools have been with the district for a year and a half, but they've only been used a few times because of the functionality issues. They don't work. They're junk. We're trying to work with Lion, and having those buses replaced or to receive compensation, but really not making much progress. We run them a day or so, and then we get error messages about engine failures, battery failures. Lion Electric. Oh, they were lying, all right. We're not able to run them unless those messages are cleared. WPFO in Waterville, Maine, reported the same issue at government schools in the state, noting the Biden administration earmarked $3 billion for projects across the country to buy 5,000 buses. They don't work, folks. They're junk. They are junk. All right, how about those tariffs? Donald Trump brought them in over the weekend. 25% Canada, 25% Mexico, 10% China. That's the opening salvo. What is it going to mean? Well, we'll talk about it after the break.
Allegiance Flag Supply believes American flags should be made in America.
Our symbol of freedom made outside our borders, that did not sit right.
Join us in our mission to keep the American flag truly American. Don't settle for flags made elsewhere.
Every flag is proudly crafted in the USA with superior materials.
Visit showallegiance.com to order your high-quality, made-in-America flag today. That's showallegiance.com.
Hi, I'm pulmonologist Dr. Jamie Rutland.
Did you know we take 20,000 breaths a day? And when we inhale, we invite all the contaminants in the room into our airways? Indoor air quality can be 5 to even 100 times worse than outdoors. Meet the Air Doctor. It's your prescription for clean air and the only hospital-grade air purifier equipped with advanced ultra HEPA filters, proven to improve your indoor air quality and overall health. I can confidently tell you that if it's in your air, it's in your body. Check this out. This would have been in your lungs.
And now you can breathe better with this exclusive TV-only offer. Save 40% now on your hospital-grade Air Doctor.
What makes Air Doctor hospital grade? Well, it's a triple filtration, including an ultra HEPA filter that removes virtually 100% of the smallest and most dangerous contaminants down to 0.003 microns, including mold spores, pollen, smoke, pet dander, even bacteria and viruses that make you sick. That's 100 times smaller filtration than ordinary HEPA purifiers. That means you can breathe easy, knowing your family can get relief from allergies and asthma and reduce airborne diseases.
Look what the Air Doctor trapped. I wouldn't want my kids breathing this in.
Air Doctor takes the guesswork out of clean air. A pre-filter captures large particles. The carbon filter removes smelly odors, dangerous gases, and harmful volatile organic compounds. The Ultra HEPA filter captures microscopic contaminants, even bacteria and viruses. And the Air Doctor smart sensors measure pollutants, automatically adjusting the filtration.
It's pulling the pollutants out, it's pulling the allergens out, it's even pulling the toxic chemicals that our cleaning products leave behind.
Call or go to tryair.com now. Get 40% off our best-selling air purifier. Plus, every Air Doctor comes complete with our 30-day Breathe Better money-back guarantee.
Call 1-800-862-7795. That's 1-800-862-7795. Call now.
What do you do when your tire goes flat and there's no air anywhere? You reach for Bullseye Pro, the smarter, faster, hands-free way to fill it up with air. Bullseye Pro is equipped with a rechargeable power plant, smart pressure sensor, and custom nozzles. It's like the power of an air compressor in the palm of your hand. Get your complete Bullseye Pro inflation system for just $79.99 and get free shipping. Plus, we'll give you a 50% discount on a second one. Order now.
All right, so I'm going to need bite 7 here in a minute, Anthony. The tariffs, right? There's all this conversation about tariffs and how we are going to get people to come back in line. We saw how it worked for Colombia. Colombia says, we're not taking those planes of illegals. That's fine. You want to eat this 25% tariff? No. In fact, we'll send the presidential plane to get all those illegals. You see, used as a piece of leverage, politically speaking, tariffs quite effective to getting the policies that are most favorable to this country in place. So it works out pretty well, actually. Over the weekend, the president said, look, we've got too many illegals coming in. We've got the scourge of fentanyl coming in. We've got problems at the southern border, at the northern border. And China, you're behind a lot of this because you create the components that make fentanyl. So 25% to Canada, 25% to Mexico, 10% to China. The only problem that I can see here is you have to be specific on the ask. Colombia was pretty obvious. Take the illegals or we're going to crush you with these tariffs, and you have no other choice. And look, Canada can say, well, we're your number one trading partner. And Donald Trump will say, look, we subsidize you hundreds of billions of dollars, and that's pretty well over. Meanwhile, in Canada, Pierre Poilievre, he is the guy who's likely going to be the next prime minister. He's the conservative guy we've gotten to know through clips over the past couple of years. Very dry sense of humor, very smart guy, very quick-witted on his feet. And when it came to tariffs, here's what he said about the people of Canada. Listen.
The tariffs must not be a tax grab. None of the money from the tariffs should stay in government coffers or be spent on unrelated government priorities. All of it should go back to the workers and businesses that are affected, and most of it should go back in the form of a massive tax cut. And that is why I'm calling for the passage of an immediate emergency bring it home tax cut. The tax cut would be designed to save jobs, create jobs, crush inflation, and boost our economy. We need to cut taxes on work, investment, energy, home building, and making stuff at home. Let's start by axing the Liberal carbon tax and the Liberal capital gains tax hike. They should be the first on the chopping block.
Well, look at that. The tariffs are helping Canada be great again. A whole laundry list of tax cuts because of the tariffs. Fascinating, right? Fascinating. I mean, that's really important stuff. If the tariffs are so bad, why are the Canadians talking about cutting taxes? And here, let me explain the tariffs from this side of the border, all right? Canada and Mexico facing 25% tariffs on all imports. China, 10%. The U.S. will also impose a 10% tariff on energy products from Canada, including natural gas, oil, and electricity. And they're going to say, well, you can't have our oil and our natural gas. We'll say, we don't need it. It's going to be bumpy. Fixing the problem often is. The first couple of years of the Reagan administration, the first term, bumpy until things got on the road to recovery, which is where we're headed now. The 3 executive orders also have retaliation clauses. What does that mean? It means if they try to respond and boost tariffs, the tariffs are in response will go up dramatically. The tariffs are in response to the 3 nations' tolerance of illegal immigrants and fentanyl, the latter of which has flooded the United States in recent years, leading to the deaths of tens of millions of Americans, White House spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt said Friday. More than 100,000 people a year. By the way, I saw this clip, and maybe you could see this. I saw this clip of San Francisco, and boy, what a disaster this place has become. You've seen these clips, right? You've got people bent over on the streets, right? They're defecating in their own pants and, walking around half-dressed, sometimes naked, and they've got these, it's just filth. Open-air drug dens, it's disgusting, right? Well, I'm reading now and understanding and dig deeper, and maybe I'll have this for you tomorrow. It's because fentanyl is so cheap. Fentanyl is so cheap. $3 a pill. Cheaper than milk, cheaper than bread, cheaper than a sandwich. Fentanyl, $3. Thanks, Mexico. Thank you, China. See, to me, that's the biggest issue of all is the fentanyl. Canada, you have other issues with, but for the southern border, besides the invasion, the other thing that is equally disturbing is the fentanyl and what it's done to once great American cities. Do you remember when you were a kid, you'd stay home from school and you'd watch The Price is Right or whatever, and then an all-expense-paid trip to San Francisco, the city by the bay? I wouldn't go there on a bet, dude. I mean, I was there, drove through there, I guess about a year ago. About a year ago, I drove through there. It's not what it used to be, I can tell you that. Not what it used to be. Golden Gate Bridge is still cool. But San Francisco's a wreck. Thank you to the liberal policies of California. People standing around all just jacked up. In fact, where the video was taken in San Francisco that I saw and watched yesterday was right in front of the former world headquarters of Twitter. No wonder Elon Musk moved to Texas. And what else would you do? Of course you moved to Texas. If you have no choice. The liberal policies are destroying California, whether in the form of fires because you don't take care of your forests and clean up the mess, and you have devastating wildfires, or people defecating in their own pants because they're drugged down and stumbling along the street, drooling on themselves, while Democrats talk about lowering the penalties even further because it's worked out so well so far. I mean, it's mind-numbing how utterly stupid this is. You see a bad policy turn into a bad result. Well, let's have more of that. I fight on. Well, what do you expect me to do? Monday, and I'm in a mood. Yeah. And soon I'm going to have Anthony back here doing a cappella. I fight on. You should see the outfit he wears for that. Are you looking for rugged and timeless heavyweight flannels that not only keep you warm but also support the environment? Well, look no further than muskox flannels. Inspired by the hardy muskox of the Arctic, these flannels are built to withstand the toughest conditions while keeping you comfortable and looking great. Wore mine all weekend. Muskox, more than just clothing. It's a commitment to preserving wildlife. With every purchase, Muskox donates $5 to the American Wildlife Conservation Effort. So when you wear the flannel, you're not just staying warm, you're helping strengthen the habitat. Over 40 unique patterns to choose from. Muskox offers a range of timeless styles built for the modern American man and woman. Take the Grand Flannel. It's unrivaled leader of heavyweight flannels and the softest flannel you'll get forever. Soft as butter, tough as steel, voted the best heavyweight and best overall flannel 2 years in a row by Gear Junkie and by Gruber listeners. Whether you're hiking through the wilderness or just enjoying a casual day out, Muskox has got you covered. It's been cold, it's been rough, it's been winter. Don't settle for ordinary. Choose Muskox. Go to muskox.com. Go muskox.com. Go muskox.com. That's the place to find it. You're going to love this. By the way, use the promo code Gruber. You'll save $15. They're not inexpensive, but you're not going to buy it twice. Go muskox.com. Best shirt you'll ever have for this kind of rough, raw weather, I'm telling you. I'll be right back.
My back got injured very bad. I was off work for about a year. I heard about Relief Factor from my wife. I took it every day, 3 times a day for 3 weeks. I'd look at her and I said, the pain is gone. And she said, I'm glad it helped. I said, no, you don't understand. It's gone.
Relief Factor is a daily supplement that doesn't just mask pain, it helps eliminate it. Call or go online now for our 3-week quick start, just $19.95.
How many times has something broke down, but the right size tool is nowhere to be found? What you need is Red Dog, the amazing universal socket tool that fits, grips, and tightens virtually any fastener. And now may be your last chance to get one before they're gone. Look at all the different sizes and shapes, nuts, bolts, and screws. Any head will do. Red Dog grabs on tight and locks into place fast. It replaces hundreds of different tools, yet it's smaller than a battery. 54 telescoping steel pins mold around any object. Then, up to 150 pounds of torque knock out rusted fasteners. Attach the deluxe drill adapter and drive screws into concrete with ease. Don't let a stubborn project ruin your day. Red Dog grabs on tight. Plus, it tackles odd jobs with precision and speed. No more heavy toolboxes or guessing which size to use. With Red Dog, you'll never search or guess which tool to use again. Look, you could use a ton of different tools for this project, but we did it fast and easy with just one Red Dog. Amazing! You could spend over $100 for a socket set, or you can get the incredible Red Dog for just $19.99. But wait, there's breaking news. Red Dog may be discontinued. Due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, Red Dog is stopping manufacturing immediately. There's a strict limit of 3 per order while supplies last. You still have time to get your very own Red Dog, but you must act fast. Once the current inventory is gone, it's gone forever. The amazing Red Dog. Order now.
Call 1-800-709-4320. That's 1-800-709-4320. Or visit buyreddog.com. So call 1-800-709-4320. Order now.
Are you having trouble hearing your TV or listening to conversations in loud spaces? Then it might be time to consider Nano hearing aids. Nanos are FDA-registered OTC hearing aids. Don't be fooled by overpriced hearing aids. Prescription hearing aids could cost $3,000 or more. Nano hearing aids are now offering $100 off through this special TV offer. Call now and get 2 CIC rechargeable hearing aids for only $297. And if you're not happy, return them for a full refund.
All right, it began with an emergency authorization at the border. That's how the tariffs began, by the way, just so you understand, because they're handed down during the International Emergency Economics Power Act. IEEA authorized the president to regulate imports during a national emergency declared under the National Emergency Act, which he did on the border. Joining me now is Terry Sawchuk. He's the founder of Sawchuk Wealth, because we're trying to get a feel for what these tariffs are going to mean to us here, maybe to the folks north of the border and south of the border. Terry, good morning. Good to have you.
Good morning, Steve.
So the tariffs announced over the weekend, 25% on all imports from Canada except energy, that's 10%. All imports from Mexico, 25%, and 10% on China. They're still getting a bit of a nod here. And there's a retaliation clause. If they try to respond in some way, then the tariffs go up. All right. Break it down for me. I mean, a lot of mixed feelings for people on the tariffs, you included. I need a better understanding of them. I think a lot of people do.
Well, I guess it depends on, from which perspective you're asking for clarity. I'll start with, I don't think they're going to last all that long. I mean, it's pretty clear that neither Canada nor Mexico have the stronger position here. And so I think it won't take long for that part to get settled. As far as like the big picture, there's a debate. Trump's been talking about this idea of eliminating the income tax and going back to a completely tariff-based system. I don't know if we'll get there or not, but I do think that, the goal here is to relieve the burden off of the American people.
Well, I think I'd be quite happy with no income tax. In fact, I mean, you look at the states that have no income tax, they thrive compared to those that have income tax. So is that a practical pursuit? Is it even possible, or is that just some sort of a pipe dream?
No, I think this is his plan. Now, again, it's obvious just from this initial wave of these tariffs that have been announced, there's going to be an enormous amount of pushback, right? But the thing that people are completely misunderstanding about this, in my opinion, is the work that DOGE is doing. I think that if DOGE is successful, and they're working to get to, I think it's $4 billion a day, so that they can cut at least $1 trillion out of spending. You can argue to the cows come home about how, inflationary tariffs, may or may not be, but I can tell you that cutting $1 trillion out of spending is deflationary. And if it works, the bond vigilantes will chill, okay, and interest rates will come down. And that's on a net basis, that's going to be super positive for America longer term.
All right. So a week ago today, we had the big NVIDIA downturn, the big tech shock with the new AI app from China, right? But that kind of evened out by the end of the week. And what about tariffs? Do those does the market consume the information, kind of put it in its place and move on?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the market's already this morning, Steve, recovered about half of what it was down just over the weekend. Now, granted, the markets haven't opened and we don't know exactly what will happen when that takes place. But this is just going to be a blip on the radar in the grander scheme of things. There's bigger battles to fight. But I can tell you this, like there's in the movies when the mobster shoots one of his own family members to prove a point. I think that's what's going on here, right? You have to, and other countries are going to go, holy, you know what? If they're willing to do that to Canada or Mexico, what do you think they're going to do for us?
Yeah. You never talk about the family outside the family.
Right.
I got it. All right. So that's why risk management. I mean, you talk about risk management all the time, right? That's whether it's the Chinese and their app, tariffs and the uncertainty, taxes, no taxes, regulatory issues. Uncertainty is what creates unsettling issues in the market. So that's why you have to take care of those yourself in your own portfolio, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, risk management, Steve, is going to be important again. You know, if we go back to, you know, when Trump first took office in 2016, there was some of this like bombastic talk, and in this case, there's going to be actions behind it. I think he's a very different president this time than he was in 2016 for obvious reasons. And so you're going to get disruptive things that take place, and you're going to have proper risk management in place. Long term, Trump's going to be great. This administration's going to be great. But in the short term, not only are we seeing some volatility just over the last couple of weeks, But I do think that the market got a little frothy, and so we're going to need to see a healthy pullback sometime this year, and we'll probably get it. And so this idea that you can diversify risk away, in my opinion, it's not the best way to handle it. There are better ways to handle risk management than diversification.
So where do we go from here? Just you need risk management, and as you point out, risk management is my responsibility, not Donald Trump's. Right. It is. I mean, he's going to do whatever he's going to do to try to make the country better. As I've been talking about since he took office, there's going to be some potholes in that road, some big bumps, aren't there?
Yeah, I think the reality is we may get a financing air pocket later this year as, Scott Bessent tries to deal with the fact that so much of the debt was financed in T-bills on a short-term basis rather than coupons at a long-term basis. There's a chance we could flood the market with supply, which just means that the long-term rates could get pushed higher in the short term. Again, if DOGE does what it's supposed to do, that's deflationary. That's going to bring interest rates down. But in the short term, I would not be surprised in 2025 if we saw a 20 to even maybe as much as a 40% decline in equity prices. Trump said he doesn't care about the hedge funds. And I don't blame him at this point.
Yeah, but 20 to 40% down in the hedge funds, that ripples through all of us, doesn't it? So,
I mean, it's not good.
No, it's not good.
I mean, it's not good. But if you have good risk management, there's no reason why you should participate to that level, right?
Fair point. You can find out more, by the way, with Terry. Sawchuckwealth.com/Gruber. Sawchuckwealth.com/Gruber. The QR code there on your screen. For those of you watching on Real America's Voice or any of the streaming services, just click that QR code. It'll take you there. You can schedule that free 30-minute call to see if they can help you with your risk management. Terry, as always, thank you for being here.
Steve, it's a pleasure. Always on my end. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, sir. Sawchuckwealth.com/Gruber. Check it out. Free consultation. I'll take a break and be right back.
Here at Allegiance, we feel like American flags should be made in America.
When we started Allegiance, we were shocked to learn how many American flags were actually being made overseas.
Every flag we make is proudly crafted in the USA with superior materials.
Join us in our mission to keep the American flag truly American.
Visit showallegiance.com to order your high-quality American flag today. That's showallegiance.com.
It's an absolute problem. It happens all of the time. If you own property and have got equity, you can be a victim.
I'm here with Art Fitzenmeyer, a retired special agent with the FBI and senior advisor to Home Title Lock. Exactly what is house stealing?
That's a phrase I think that the FBI kind of coined when they first began seeing situations where people were forging documents, titles, and deeds, and using those documents to gain access to the equity in the homes.
How can a scammer actually steal my home?
In the digital age, it's so easy for them to get the original document.
All the information is out there, right?
It's out there. They can download it and forge it.
And if you take it down to the county clerk house, won't they know if there's something wrong there?
When a title is presented to a county recorder and it's completely filled out and it's notarized, then they're required by law to accept the document and file it. They can't
So it looks
challenge
good, they can't question it.
They can't question it.
Once the title to your home is stolen and you don't know it, what do they do with it?
They begin to find places to take out loans.
Oh, they don't want your home.
They don't want it. They don't need to go see it. They can do it all at arm's length, and you're left holding the bag because the loan company is going to come after you. 90, 120 days later, your life is going to take a terrible turn.
As a homeowner, what can I do to protect my title?
The only thing you can do is stop it before that first loan transpires. And that's what we do for you at Home Title Lock. We monitor your title with our software. If anything disturbs your title, we alert you that something has happened to your title. If the alert takes place and you call in, we go to work immediately on your behalf to get your title back in your name.
So how do you sign up with Home Title Lock?
Go to HomeTitleLock.com.
HomeTitleLock.com. That's peace of mind, isn't it?
You'll sleep better that night. Protect your home, and it's what we do, and we do it better than anyone else.
All right, back to it now. I want to bring this full circle for you now. So we're returning to Joint Base Andrews yesterday. Donald Trump said, look, we're not backing off the tariffs. The tariffs will take effect at midnight tonight. So they'll be in effect Tuesday. That's tomorrow, of course. And here's what he said to reporters after he landed. Listen.
Are you planning to increase the tariffs against Canada?
Well, it could happen. If they do anything, we will. Canada's been very abusive of the United States for many years. They don't allow our banks. Did you know that? Canada does not allow banks to go in. If you think about it, that's pretty amazing. If we have a U.S. bank, they don't allow them to go in. Canada's been very tough on oil, on energy. They don't allow our farm products in, essentially. They don't allow a lot of things in, and we allow everything to come in. It's been a one-way street. We subsidize Canada by the tune of about $200 billion a year. And for what? What do we get out of it? We don't get anything out of it. I love the people of Canada. I disagree with the leadership of Canada. And something's going to happen there. But if they want to play the game, I don't mind. We can play the game all they want. Mexico, we've had very good talks with them. And this is retaliatory. This is retaliatory to a certain extent. Millions of people flowed into our country through Mexico and Canada. And we're not going to allow that.
Yeah, we're not going to allow that. There it is. Donald Trump, that was last night, talking about the tariffs and what is going to happen midnight tonight. So they come back with retaliatory tariffs. They're going to shut off imports from Canada. In fact, I'm already seeing Canadian companies that we're going to build in Toronto and Montreal and so forth saying, well, you know what? 75% of our business is in the U.S. We'll just go build our factories in the United States. That's already being discussed. Don't give up on this yet. Trust me. There is a plan here, and it's not madness. It's a plan to bring companies and jobs and opportunity here and putting America first. I'll be right back. It's the Steve Gruber Show. Good Monday morning to you.
Stay tuned to get a free automatic toilet bowl cleaner from Mermaid. Your sink stopper's broken, but fixing a drain is such a pain. Not anymore. Introducing Mermaid Drain Magic, the instant solution to most broken drains. Simply remove and replace. In just seconds, you can fill and drain with a simple press of a button.